Stream. Hi.
Hi. How's it going today?
Oh, had a big bike ride today, 25K.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yep, did a little bit of computer work. I didn't want to get out of bed though. I woke up, I barely heard Blake leave to take the dogs for a walk. And then I woke up and realized heard him pull out of the driveway, and I just pulled the covers back over my head and I'm like, no, I don't want to get up. And I think there's a part of me that's yeah, I'm tired of facing all of this, you know? There's that part of me, it's just like, I'll go back to bed and I'll wake up and it's going to be all over.
If I just stay in here long enough.
Right? I could just disappear. I sure it will end. Yeah, I got all my computer stuff shut. Yeah, so that's how I started out my morning. And then the next thought that comes across is, you'll feel better when you meditate. I know, but it's so safe under my covers. So anyway, I got up and meditated, and of course I felt way better.
Good.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I also did my morning meditation and went for a nice long dog walk, have sunscreen on my face, and I just finished massaging my roommate.
Oh, that's cool.
I know, and cool in the way because I haven't done that for like whatever 2 weeks or something now.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks, and
Wow.
it's the thing that I've done for years, and it just was really I don't know, like it was just neat to connect. It's kind of like when I've been on a long holiday, like I've gone away or whatever, and then I've come back to work, and it's like I have this total deep in connection to it. Like it's almost a dance, and I'm really, quite enveloped by it all. So that
For
was
sure.
kind of a neat experience. Was like
Excuse me. Yeah.
feeling a bit rusty, but like totally into it.
I doubt you get rusty ever.
I know.
Like riding a bicycle, how do you get rusty at that once you know it, right? It's just ingrained in your DNA at some point.
Yeah, exactly. And it felt the opposite. This, although I would imagine like, oh, I haven't done this in a while. It wasn't awkward at all. It was
Right. Lovely.
just like that. And actually really appreciate it. And
Yeah, it's like that. I remember my, so when my kids were little and I was divorced from their dad, and they would go and visit their dad for 2 weeks. Kind of the opposite of what people are going through right now, I guess. And how when they came back, I was just always so ready to be the best mom, to follow through with those threats and to cook really nice meals and have extra fun and have deeper conversations, so I would imagine it's similar to that when you get a break from doing what you love to do. You get back to it, it feels like, for me, I feel like I have renewed energy around that.
Cool.
That's not my experience right now, though. Glad that's what you're having.
Yes. That kind of just made me think of, not that experience, something else is like, I'm having a lot of conversations right now with people about the sides that they're seeing from other people, or the opinions that they're getting from other people, or, a lot of people like bumping elbows with, with other people based on this situation, and going, oh my goodness, I can't believe that that's how they think or what they feel or what is going on.
Oh.
And right, or just tensions run high, and what have you, right? Some people are snappy, and some people are, whatever. And I think, like, it's easy for me to imagine that like I'm not taking much of any of that with any weight, any validity, because I recognize that, with everything going on, with, like you said, you want to pull the covers over and just have it be over. It's like there's this undercurrent that we've been talking about of tension, and with all that tension and fear, like it doesn't bring out the best in people sometimes, and B, it's not like nobody's totally themselves right now. Even for myself, I recognize that I can get, like, I'm grounded in what's true for me, and I can all of a sudden get pulled into, like, whoa, what am I thinking? Like, this isn't, like, I don't believe this. What the heck, right?
Right.
So I imagine, like, I feel like I'm a pretty strong and unwavering person that way, and so I can imagine that it's so easy to get wrapped up into, or just, we're just mucking around this swamp of, of stuff that, and of unknown, and of uncertainty, and of, what have you, that it's easy to not be yourself right now, or to get rattled off,
It's interesting. Yeah, the uncertainty, so bright back here. The uncertainty comes from stepping outside of the present moment. Because right now in the present moment, and I bet you for everyone listening later, or anybody, if they were to reflect on the present moment, I'm sitting in a chair, the sun's shining on the side of my face, the sky's blue, there's a light breeze, like the present moment has all my needs are met. It's like, how do you measure, if worst case scenario and I'm unable to pay a bill? Well, when is the present moment of that situation actually exist? Like, how can you say, well, it was in this moment, but then after that moment, then it's just a memory? Like, the present moment is so curious to me, because in the present moment, everything is whole and complete. It's when we step outside of that, we step into story about what's going on.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. In this present moment, I'm sitting here comfortably, the sun shining. I have a half asleep cat laying on my legs. I'm safe. I'm cozy. I'm having a good conversation.
and any thought that I might have, like, if I can just hear people's voices in my head saying, yeah, but that's fine for now, but what about do, and this and this and this? And I can just hear that, and it's like, yeah, but is worrying about it making it better? Or pondering it, or like, none of that is making the worry, which we know that I do in my own strategic ways. And it doesn't make things better. It just creates anxiety in the body and in the mind, and doesn't help the other person. If we're worrying about other people, it doesn't help them. So it's so interesting how easily we revert to that. It's such a useless, it just creates stress. It doesn't do anything for us.
Stress and tension in the body. And
yeah, for sure. It's so curious. And I have people who say, well, what about the economy? Like, I'm self-employed, and what's going to happen with that? And I'm like, we're all in this together, like, you're not the only self-employed person on the face of this planet. And I don't know. All I can do is, today was a sunny day and I went for a bike ride with my husband.
Nice.
And then I got home and made pesto. And now I'm going to dig a hole. The ground is, I was thinking about that, how I've said before, how working with plants and making things grow and the ground, it's such a healing place for me to be, because I feel like not only is it, some people, I guess, game. My son goes on to game and games with other people, and that's maybe his way. I totally don't relate. For me, having my hands in the dirt and making, just playing in the dirt and pulling rocks out of the soil to put posts in, and like all of that is, I feel like so connected to Mother Earth when I'm doing that. Like I'm in the game with her. And my dogs, they don't know there's a virus or a pandemic, and the trees are budding. They don't know there's a pandemic. Like Mother Earth and nature. I mean, the whales are probably this summer going to go, wow, it's really quiet in the ocean this year, isn't it? I mean, the sky is quieter, like, and just like life keeps moving on anyway. So how do I want to move on with life?
Right. Yeah, it's just our forward projection, our the stuff we make up that's, could be coming and has potential, and it's not here yet. We're imagining it, or past experience we're bringing forward, and that takes us out of that place that is our true nature, like nature.
Yeah, right.
That is just me.
Yeah, my granddaughter FaceTimed me today, and she had her phone out, and she has I just want to qualify this. She has a phone because I gave her one so she can FaceTime with grandma. And so anyway, she took it out and she had to show me every flower. They're on Salt Spring, and they're just ahead of us in Campbell River as far as the flowers go. She showed me purple flowers and red flowers and salmonberry flowers and daffodils that are up, and like, and she was just so excited. And then she says, okay, now it's your turn, Grandma. You have to show me all the flowers. And I'm like, I can show you buds. Our flowers are just starting, but I don't have any in the backyard yet. Yeah. And she had planted some when she was here, and she's like, what? They're not up. But, just looking through the world through her eyes and running around and celebrating flowers, nature, blossoming, blooming. That's just so interesting.
So if anything, like using our imaginary attention, putting our attention, if we're going to imagine anything that isn't here yet, can we imagine what is going to bud, what beauty is going to come out of a scenario?
Love it. Yeah. What is if we've been praying for, what is her name? Greta. What's Greta's last name? The young teenager.
Thunberg.
And all the work her and the other young kids have done towards climate change. And I thought, well, they were pretty powerful, and her message is powerful, and they have a clear vision, and their vision was, if you don't do something, speaking to adults, for us right now, like you have to do something right now. And they were adamant, and she has a clear vision and a clear intention about what needs to be done right now. There's no time to wait. And all the measurements and all the statistics supporting her position. And I feel like her prayer's been answered. It's like she says, it's got to be drastic, and it's got to happen, and it's got to be now. Well done. If we have that kind of conviction about the world that we want to create, the world that we are creating, and if we get really clear about what it needs to look like in our mind, then, and if I already am, then I can trust everything that's happening is moving me towards that. And I'm just in the no man land of it right now, where I can't see it, but I can trust that that's what's happening.
I trust. I know that's true.
Me too. It's kind of, that's the exciting part.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that reminder.
Well, you're very welcome. I brought this, our feeling sheet out because I just wanted to see, where I was on this range of feelings today, and certainly playing around in a lot of them. But when I think that way, I get really passionate, which is sexual feelings. I get really passionate about what the possibilities are that are unfolding, and I like to be in that place.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. I had a great conversation today with somebody about, shame and authenticity, and that there's no right way, but just no right and no wrong, but right for me as an individual. And each person has that. And so there are as many right ways as there are people.
Mm-hmm.
And following our heart, and this really great conversation, and that and my vision for like what I'm on a mission for, what I'm working towards to be in that world, to come from that place where everyone can be themselves, and like I don't need to point fingers at anybody, and I don't need to be disrupted by anybody, because my way is just my way. And when I am having that conversation, when I'm coming from that place and I look at the feeling chart, it's like glowing.
Mm.
Excited.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at today. In this
Awesome.
moment, right now.
Right, because this is all that matters is right now anyway.
Yeah.
So if I nurture the right now, it's like this little girl.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, my name's Nova. Oh, yeah. So, for John, what are you up to tonight?
Are you still putting this online?
I am.
That's funny. I have a connecting call, Zoom call like this with my small group members.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
Small groups is a great thing to belong to.
And I also, yes, it is. And I also am going to record something for my yoga students.
Oh, yay, I'm a yoga student. Good.
Yeah, that's my evening.
I would love that routine with the inner thigh thing we did on the wall.
Oh, okay.
That was really good.
I'll see if I can dig up some wall space around here.
Well, thank you for chatting with me.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you.
Stop.